Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk Supercars and welcome to the Thursday report here on the mountain for the 2022 Repco Bathurst 1000. Starting the day was of course Super 2s. They had their first practice session today, the first of two. It was a fairly calm session with only one red flag occurring thanks to Ambrose's wheel from Canberra. It appears it has made its return to the track in the hands of Kai Allen. As he was heading to Forest Elbow, his wheel ended up falling off the car and went all the way down to almost towards the chase, which is quite incredible. The rain began to ease, and with that came faster lap times and slick tyres. Cam Hill managed to finish first with a 2:09.5. Alongside him was Declan Fraser in the other Triple Eight car, only 4/10 behind him with a 2:10.03, and then Matt Payne with a 2:11.5 ends the top three. And Jay Hansen, quick shout out to him. It's his first time in the Super 2 car, and he definitely here on the mountain in it as he's stepping in for Robotham's seat, as Robotham is teaming up with Matt Charter in the main game for the big one. So pretty amazing effort by him to come home in P7 in his first outing in the Super 2 car. And Tyler Everingham, he was having a good run, but apparently he had some power steering issues which benched him for the remainder of the session, so we weren't able to see much of him there. Following after Super 2 came Supercars for their first practice session. Davison came out fast with a 2:04.3, followed by James Golding. There's only 0.01 behind him, and then Heimgartner to round up the top three, only 2/10 away from Davison. Waters brought out the first red flag by just simply getting stuck at the final corner. Got stuck in the kitty litter. Seems like all the drivers are finding limits today, and all the drivers are getting stuck. Luckily everyone made it out of the walls pretty much, except for Shane Van Gisbergen. He clipped it just briefly at Reed Park. He was very disappointed in himself, but it doesn't seem like there's any major damage there. He came home in car P6, also in the hands of Garth Tander. Di Pasquale had a moment at Forest Elbow. He managed to get it off the wall, but locked the rears and spun. But he came home in P8. Kostecki brought out the second and final red flag of the practice session, which ultimately ended the session early. He got stuck in the kitty litter at turn 1. Then after that, Super 2 went out for their second practice session, the final one of today. Matt McLean topped that session. It was full of incidents today in this one. The first red flag came when car 78 in the Super 3 went straight into the tyre wall at turn 2. Maybe it's not. We're not too sure what happened, but Andrew Jones in the commentary suggests it could be a stuck throttle. Hopefully they can get out for qualifying tomorrow. They should be able to, but there was a big shunt. After that, there was red flag for a while there, and then they extended the session time after the repairs. So instead of 10 minutes, the field was able to go out for 18, which is brilliant by Motorsport Australia. So everything went all well, except for the end. The session was also similar to Supercars. It ended early due to another red flag as Cameron Crick got stuck at the end of the chase. So here's your top three for Super 2. Matt McLean with a 2:07.1, topped the timesheets for that one. Second was Tyler Everingham, after they fixed that power steering issues. He topped majority of that session before that first red flag, he brought it home with a 2:07.13, only 0.02 tenths away from Matt McLean. And then Cam Hill running up the top three with a 2:07.2. Championship leader Declan Fraser ended up fifth in that session. The second practice session for Supercars, which was actually a co-driver only session. Only not even 5 minutes in, and a red flag came out again. But this time, car number 56 caused the red flag once again for the second time for today, but in the hands of Kurt Kostecki this time. Jordan Boys, he had a small moment turn one, nothing dramatic, just missed the braking mark or locked up or whatever. This was a bit of a quiet session, I do admit, but that's always a good thing. Greg Murphy finally beat his 2003 Lap of the Gods pole lap after finishing the session with a 2:05.8. I'm sure he'll be stoked with that. Man, he managed to finish the session in 22nd. And then at the end of the day, Warren Luff went off at the chase, similar to Cameron Kirk in Super 2, and brought the second and last red flag of the day. So here's your top three for practice 2. Garth Tander, very strong performance by him. Led the whole session from the beginning. He got a 2:04.1. Second was David Russell with a 1/10 off of 2:04.1. And then Whincup rounding up the top three, 3/10 away from Tander's time. So pretty strong outing from 888 there. I believe Declan Fraser finished 8th. I could be wrong. He was sitting 8th for a moment there. And Dylan O'Keefe's car looks like it had maybe an engine problem at the end there. Hopefully nothing too serious. So that rounds up today's... Oh, and sorry, before I forget, Gen 3, the Mustang was finally revealed in person, and my God, it looks beautiful. And what makes it more beautiful is legendary driver Dick Johnson cut some laps in it today, as you would have seen in my news the day before, Tuesday. Greg Murphy also went out in the Camaro as well, so pretty cool to see those cars once again, and I can't wait for next year when they hit the streets of Newcastle. And so that's it for today. Stay tuned for tomorrow, where there's a couple more practice sessions. There's a qualifying for the Super 2 as well as race 1, which is scheduled for 18 laps. And then, of course, the qualifying for the big one for Supercars is happening in the afternoon as well. So stay tuned for the Friday report. Bye for now.